Woo! SubhanAllah, today has been a crazy day. Just finished Maghrib. Haven't even had a chance to fully vlog today because my day was crazy. Here's what my day was like. But Wednesdays are always my longest days because I have something that I dread. That's called school. See, here in the US, we actually call school, when we say school, we mean college, but to some countries, college means like high school. So usually I call it university because that's what's common all around, but it's grad school. So for those of you who don't know, I'm getting my master's. Working full-time and going to university. It's painstaking, it takes its toll on me. I go to university 2 days a week, and Wednesdays today and Thursdays, and it's extremely tiring because I get home around 9 and I'm exhausted by then. But today we're doing the vlog. I'll just take you to my university, but first we gotta pick up some pakode. You heard me right, pakode. You see, for me, school, I've always been a little bit troublesome of a subject because growing up at school, I was really not that good of a student, and I wasn't that smart, and I hated school. I used to find every excuse in the book to not go to school because I was either getting bullied or I was just not understanding anything at all. So now I actually have gone really far in school, and people would never have thought, even I wouldn't have even thought, but I currently have a bachelor's degree, I have a master's already, and now I'm going for my second master's. But I used to have this hateful relationship towards education, and I know why, actually. You see, I had a very hateful relationship towards education, and especially school, because partially my dad made me feel really stupid when it came to school, and he would always compare me to my sister, and I was just always getting yelled at in school and getting in trouble. And the reason I was getting in trouble in school is because I just didn't understand anything that was happening, and I didn't like school. I hated school. Everything about school just sucked, right? And I realized why that was. Come follow me. You see, school never helped me figure out what I'm actually good at or what I actually even enjoy doing. All school did was put these expectations on me from my family and all this other stuff that I'm supposed to have. I think that's one of the many problems in school. Take a look at my school. See, the funny thing about school is that in Islam, education is extremely important, but people misunderstand education with school. It's not necessary that you need school to be educated. It just requires you to be more hungry to learn. And if you're hungry to learn, you're going to figure out. A lot of times people think that the Messenger ﷺ was, uneducated. Uneducated sounds like he was, a'udhu billah, slow or something. He was unlettered, which is a different level because he was extremely intelligent, alhamdulillah, but he was just not, quote unquote, qualified from the regular educational standpoint. That time, the way you could determine if someone was educated or not is if they could read and write, and the Messenger ﷺ couldn't do that. Also, a lot of people laugh at me for having a big old tripod and recording. But you know what? The reason people don't do stuff is because they're afraid of being embarrassed. Unfortunately, they don't know me. I ain't afraid of being embarrassed. You see, the problem with education in my household was that my sister was just a really smart, awesome student. Anyone who has really intelligent siblings, you get compared to them left, right, and center. The issue was that I was always getting compared to her, but we were two different people and we had separate needs, and she was so good at math and I sucked at math. But I always had trouble with education because I had conditioned myself to believe that education is something negative. It was something negative in the household because I felt like I was always being compared to my sister, and I was like, I don't want anything to do with that. I never really learned to like education for myself. I was always trying to please my father and to show him that I'm worth something when I wasn't really happy with my own self. You see, school was always an Achilles heel for me because I just didn't enjoy what I was learning. I think that school never helped me figure out what I was good at. It just gave me a bunch of stuff that I was supposed to be good at, and because I wasn't good at it, I felt really stupid. So a lot of times people make this mistake to believe that school is the solution for everything. I think that it's more important for the school system to help people figure out what they're actually even good at. And for a very long time, I was always seeking an education and trying to get good grades to show my dad that, like, hey, you'd be proud of me. But even if I got a good grade, he really wasn't proud of me. In fact, he would just say, well, why didn't you get a better grade in that area? And I started realizing that I need to seek education and learn for my own needs and not because what my father wants. The Messenger Salaam taught us that Allah rewards you according to your intention. So a lot of times our intention is to please our parents and make them happy, or maybe sometimes even earn a lot of money. But Allah will reward you according to that intention, and you'll never be pleasing your parents to that degree. You have to learn to take your education serious because that's what you need. That's what your standards are. Education seriously. And I'm speaking to you with a person with multiple degrees, alhamdulillah, and a person who is a teacher and who promotes education. I want to make my dad proud. Like, from one side, that's correct. But on the other side is, I want to make myself proud, and to me that's more important. See, in Islam, the first words that were revealed to the Messenger ﷺ was Iqra, read. It's already putting this immense standard of education in Islam, and it's unfortunate that a lot of our Muslim brothers and sisters don't value education as we once used to be. We were at the forefront of all sciences, literature, and everything because we valued education, but it's time for my education thing to stop right here. Alhamdulillah. Class was over, final class, mashallah. Now it's time for me to go home and for you to enjoy this right here. Alhamdulillah, I'm home. Finished dinner, haven't prayed yet. Astaghfirullah. Creating an Instagram reminder for my Fajr vlogs because I'm like, if people are going to benefit from this, if I'm going to show this to the people, they got to know that I'm even doing them. How are they going to know to benefit if they don't know I'm doing them? So I'm going to post this on my Instagram. Like I said, I'm super insecure about that. I think I just figured out a topic for tomorrow. We'll be tomorrow. It's actually freezing right now, and the heat in my house is not on. Long story. A lot of us are struggling with school. We get tons of DMs about how people have exams and how they're not doing well, and they're sad, they're depressed because they're getting low or bad grades. Here's the thing: no one should really be caring about their grades. I'm being dead serious with you. Because a grade is not really an indicator of how much you've learned. If you start focusing on the amount that you've learned, if you start focusing on, did I learn anything, the grade becomes irrelevant. The grades are just a way for you to pad your stats or for you to inflate your own ego that, hey, look how I'm doing, look at all these grades over here. But just because you get an A plus, or a 90, 95 in a class, does that mean you've learned, personally know and learned 90, 95, an A amount of work? You learn that much amount of knowledge? Is that how much knowledge you have about that subject? The answer is no. I personally would rather get a 70, but I understand what I'm doing, rather than a 90, but it looks nice on the paper, but if you ask me a few questions, I'll be like, oh, I don't know. It's not about the grade, it's about how much you've learned. I've learned this along the way, that you can't chase the grade, you can't chase making your family, happy that, look, I'm doing engineering because you want me to. You gotta do it because it's for you. I personally dropped out of engineering school because I was just like, yo, this sucks. Like, it's just not good. Like, it's not good for me. That doesn't mean it's not good for you. A lot of times people are doing it for other people, for the show, for the grades, and they just want to make it look nice and, oh, I can't get low at 90. Yeah, but if your standards are because the numbers are low, that's a problem. If the standard is that I have to learn 90% of the information, that's completely different. So don't be sad, don't be depressed about how much you're learning. If you're struggling and you're doing something but you love doing it, then if you get a 70, you get a 70, but you love doing it. If you are in a coding class and you're scoring maybe 75s or something, or 80s, and you're not happy with that, but you're learning a lot, you're having fun doing it, well, that's all that really matters. Okay? That means you're going to enjoy coding regardless. When things get tough, you're still going to be coding. While the others who are coding, they're only doing it because of the grades, or I'm doing it because I'm really good at it. Well, just because you're good at something doesn't mean you love it or enjoy it. So do something that you love, because a career won't really feel like a career anymore. It'll feel like a hobby, to be honest. Jazakallah khair for watching, guys. I appreciate you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Drop your feedback below. For me, school is really simple. Do and study what you love. It's as simple as that. Do and study what you love. Do and study something that only beautifies your gifts and talents that you already have. If you have a certain gift or talent, do something that helps make that gift and talent go further, faster. Anything else is just you trying to either make a lot of money. Sure, if you want to do that, go ahead. Because I've had people who were lawyers, who were doctors, who were engineers once upon a time leave that career and become teachers because they didn't find satisfaction in what they were doing. For you to be satisfied with your career, you gotta do something you love. And in order for you to do something you love, you gotta be passionate about it. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel as well. Hit this with a thumbs up if you benefited. Share this with people if you can, and share your school stories down in the comments below. Love you all for the sake of Allah. Now it's time for you to see the sunrise from the back garden.